Now on Eyewitness News at 6, a man accused of speeding away from police in the middle of South End before plowing into an innocent driver.
I feel kind of blessed about the fact that I'm standing right here, right now.
9 investigates why police might have been after that driver in the first place and the charges he faces tonight.
In breaking news, in the trial of a former student who claims her rape investigation was mishandled. Why the judge just dropped the city of Charlotte out of the case.
Every time we go out there, there's been some issues with extinguishers. Either they're out of service or just not there.
A local apartment complex cited time after time for missing fire extinguishers. We're taking these concerns straight to the fire marshal, why he believes this issue is not getting fixed.
Tributes pouring in from across the country and across the pond for this Charlotte FC player whose life was cut short. How teammates and fans are honoring Anton walks. You're watching Eyewitness News live at 6. First tonight, just 24 hours after this serious crash in South End, Channel 9 uncovered charges against the man behind the wheel of this truck.
Witnesses say that driver was speeding away from the police during rush hour when he then plowed into an innocent driver. It happened in the busy area at the intersection of Camden Road and Park Avenue. Channel 9's crime reporter Hunter Signs is live in that area right now. And Hunter, after investigating all day, you think you found out what might have started all of this?
Yeah, Erica, listen, South End is one of Charlotte's busiest, most active neighborhoods. Just take a look around me. You can see this intersection right here, cars going in and out of it all afternoon and evening during rush hour. If we go this way, you see vehicles parked up and down Camden Road, people using the sidewalks, walking their dogs, enjoying the restaurants here nearby. And if we turn just around the other way, you see walkers, bikers, and runners enjoying the rail trail just feet from where we're at. I say all of that because roughly 24 hours ago, at this intersection is where witnesses tell me that a police pursuit ended. And today our investigation uncovered why police may have been after that driver in the first place.
I feel kind of blessed about the fact that I'm standing right here, right now.
Mike Field took it easy at home today after being hit nearly head-on in South End Wednesday evening. His tan Lexus mangled after he says that white pickup truck rammed into him at a high rate of speed on the driver's side.
3 feet farther back this way, and I probably wouldn't be able to talk to you.
After he crawled out of his car, Field shot this video, he says, showing the driver of the white pickup truck being arrested by police. Today, I discovered who that man is. Peter Roberson is facing several charges, including possession of a stolen motor vehicle, larceny of a motor vehicle, fleeing and eluding arrest, and resisting public officers. We don't know exact details of what sparked it all, but Field says this wasn't just police responding to a crash.
I'm absolutely certain it was a chase.
He'll be the first to tell you he respects the job that police do, and used to be all for officers going after suspects.
I mean, from hardcore chase until you get him to, okay, first-hand experience. Maybe we can reassess this.
He says it's especially troubling because of where it happened. Bustling South End during rush hour.
Well, going through that area with that many pedestrians and that tight of streets and everybody coming out of work, that was probably not the best place to be driving that fast.
He's now dealing with the mess of trying to replace his car, but he's grateful he managed to walk away from this.
Even though it hurts, it's a good thing.
Mike Field says he's pretty sore, especially all along the left side of his body. He told me, quite honestly, it feels like he's been hit by a bus. I will say that the driver of that white pickup truck was in court this morning. We are working to get a narrative of exactly what took place out here and what led up to this. When we get that, we will let you know. I will note, we've been reaching out to CMPD all day, asking multiple questions about all of this, but so far, we haven't heard a word back from them. Reporting live tonight in South End, Hunter Signs, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
We know you will keep pushing for answers. Hunter, thank you.
And now outside and you're looking live over uptown Charlotte right now. Beautiful scene right there after what's been a rather dreary Thursday. Rain has been moving through our area over the last several hours. Chief Meteorologist Steve Udelson has been tracking that system in Severe Weather Center 9. And Steve, you're also tracking some changes after that rain clears out.
Yeah, Hannah, we continue to see the showers push out, but the big story today, and we talked about this yesterday, was the warmth. How about record warmth, or at least record tying, and the record is nearly 100 years old. 69 in Charlotte this afternoon, more like a late April afternoon, well above average by nearly 20 degrees. You can thank a stout southwest breeze for that. We talked about that yesterday as well. Winds 25 to 30 plus miles an hour at times today. They've calmed down a little now that the showers in front have moved on by. We're still in the mid-60s from Rock Hill to Charlotte, up to Salisbury, Hickory, and Statesville. Low 50s in the mountains. Again, the showers all but gone. We continue to see clearing skies. The next weather system is way off to our west, even off the map. So we have a couple of days to enjoy. I'll show you when over the weekend you'll be reaching for rain gear once again.
Thank you, Steve. Breaking news in that Myers Park High School rape federal trial. In just the past 45 minutes, the judge dropped the city of Charlotte as a defendant in this lawsuit. A former student sued the city and the CMS board, claiming that resource officers and the school district mishandled her rape investigation. Channel 9's education reporter Jonathan Lowe has been in the federal court for this trial all week. Jonathan.
And Erica, the judge agreed that the plaintiffs in this case just did not present enough evidence to show that the city of Charlotte and Charlotte-Mecklenburg police were culpable in this situation. There was a lot of testimony today about that alleged sexual assault. Many of the details just way too graphic to repeat here. But what happened during that incident is not what's on trial. The jury in this case is trying to determine if now just the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education failed to investigate that alleged sexual assault and then protect the victim afterward.
It was a day of emotional and at times graphic testimony from the plaintiff known simply as Jane Doe, the former Myers Park High School student accusing the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education and the city of Charlotte of mishandling her claims of being sexually assaulted on campus in 2015. She testified that she was shy but a good student before the alleged assault, but that afterward her grades dropped due to depression and fear that set in. A large part of her testimony today, however, centered around text messages shown in court. They showed that communication between Jane Doe and the alleged attacker started only a week before the alleged assault. While the conversation started rather innocently, it became more intimate with graphic messages from the alleged attacker, and that both planned to skip class for some sort of sexual encounter off campus. But Jane Doe told the jury the day before that planned meeting she backed out, saying she was not interested in a casual encounter. Attorneys for the city and the school board pointed out contradictions and inconsistencies in testimony Jane Doe gave today versus what she said during interviews with police and during a deposition 2 years ago. School board attorneys asked about her understanding of Title IX, since her lawsuit claims CMS didn't properly investigate her claims of being sexually assaulted on campus. Her response, quote, Title IX protects students.
Now, Jane Doe testified that since the day of that assault up until now, she has suffered from severe depression and suicidal thoughts, and she feels CMS should be held responsible for that. But the attorney representing CMS got her to acknowledge that she didn't receive any sort of counseling until 2 years after the assault, that she got married in 2018 and had a baby in 2021. The CMS attorney will call witnesses starting first thing in the morning, and I'll be here. Live outside of federal court in uptown Charlotte, Jonathan Lowe, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Jonathan, thank you.
In the last 2 hours, Charlotte FC fans gathered outside Bank of America Stadium to remember defender Anton Walks. He died at just 25 years old following an accident on the water in South Florida. And tonight, tributes are pouring in from across the country and across the pond. Walks' former teammates at Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League wore black armbands during their game today in his honor. And Channel 9 sports director Phil Orban is live now at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown, where Phil, it looks like there's now a growing memorial.
Yeah, we arrived about 30 minutes ago, about 30 minutes before the scheduled start of the vigil, Hannah, and there were already flowers and scarves and a jersey laid out. And over the next couple of hours, that collection of tributes continued to grow. But it was a moment from about 20 minutes ago that really hit home just how emotional this night was. Team owners David and Nicole Tepper led the entire team together back from training camp after the tragic death of their teammate Anton Walks to look and share in some moments in front of that vigil, and seeing the tears in their eyes and just hearing the sobs. It was very difficult. It was very emotional, very clear how much Anton meant to this club. Anton Walks played in 23 matches for Charlotte FC last season. The club drafted him in the expansion draft off of Atlanta United's roster, but his impact was felt beyond the pitch. One club official describing him as a true light upon the world. Tributes pouring in on social media from his teammates. Jalen Lindsay called Anton the best teammate he could have asked for. Brant Bronico said he was absolutely heartbroken and thanked Anton for being such a great teammate, friend, leader, and person. And again, that collection of flowers have been left in Anton's memory. During situations like this, oftentimes it's hard for fans because they just don't really know what to do. So they gathered together, they prayed together, they talked together, they grieved together. Frankly, that's all they could do.
It's very important. I think since the beginning of the team, like, you felt one of the words that you thought about was like family. And you know, right now our family's hurting with the loss of one of the integral players of Charlotte FC from the inaugural season. And this is our way of us showing some sort of support. I mean, there's no words we can say, there's nothing we can do but just show up and be there. And I think that's very important, and that shows the heart of this fan base.
Well, we've heard this fan base talk about themselves like a family, and it's clear after tonight that family needed one another, and they were there for one another. Outside Bank of America Stadium, Phil Orban, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Now, Phil, a difficult day for the team, the city, and its fans. Thank you.
The Charlotte Fire Department recently inspected this complex after dealing with an ongoing issue of missing fire extinguishers.
So when you don't have them, or when you have them missing or being vandalized or whatever, that's a problem.
Coming up, what I learned about the fire department's late.
9 investigates ongoing safety issues at this apartment complex in Northwest Charlotte, from mold covering doors to bugs crawling across counters and broken mailboxes. We've dug into every issue people at the Scarlet Point Apartments have faced. Tonight, we're zeroing in on what's still missing: fire extinguishers.
Yes, Channel 9's Amelia White went straight to the fire marshal about this issue and learned they said it's nothing new to them.
I walked around this entire apartment complex. There aren't as many fire extinguishers missing as they were in December when I last reported on this issue. But my question now for the fire department: how do they plan to address this problem long term?
Well, if that was the first time that we have fire extinguishers missing at an apartment complex, it wouldn't be such a big issue because of Scarlet Apartments, and we've had that issue in the past.
It's an ongoing issue that's top of mind for Charlotte Fire Marshal Kevin Miller. He says his department has conducted several recent inspections at Scarlet Point Apartments, and each time the complex has been cited for missing fire extinguishers.
Every time we go out there, there's been some issues with extinguishers. Either they're out of service or just not there, and we address it each time on our reports.
The most recent inspection was January 12th. The complex was cited for 2 missing fire extinguishers, along with broken extinguisher cabinets. However, that was an improvement from the December 19th inspection, which showed 5 missing extinguishers. But Miller says it's important that all extinguishers are in place, especially considering this complex has had several fires over the past couple of years.
Especially in places like this that don't have sprinkler systems, that we want to make sure that small fires can be at least kept at bay. So when you don't have them, or when you have them missing or being vandalized or whatever, that's a problem.
Another issue, according to Miller, is the high turnover in management at this complex. He says it's difficult to perform inspections when management isn't there.
No accountable representation there at the time. Nobody for maintenance. We had a couple of residents there, but we can't go on with residents stay. So no maintenance, no management available.
Miller says they'll continue to hold management accountable and will work with them to keep residents safe.
Absolute last thing that anybody wants to do is displace people. However, we cannot allow people to live in unsafe conditions.
The fire marshal says it's the complex's responsibility to replace missing or damaged fire extinguishers. I did notice in the last inspection on January 12th, a new name was listed as the property owner. I reached out to this group, but I haven't heard back. I'm going to stay on top of this story and keep investigating for the people who called this place home. I'm reporting in Northwest Charlotte. Amelia White, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Now, the fire marshal says they conduct re-inspections every 30 days, and if a violation is not corrected, they will issue citations and fines. Now, Amelia has been investigating the issues at this complex for months now. Look for all of her past coverage inside today's story. It's on our WSOC app.
Heading outside, taking a live look outside now from the Charlotte Motor Speedway camera. And it was a pretty gray day outside, but I'll take a little bit of rain if it means those warmer temperatures, I'd say.
Yeah, if that follows behind it. Here's Chief Meteorologist Steve Butelson. Is the warmer weather on the way, Steve?
Well, not be as warm as today, but we're not going to exactly suffer over the next few days. You know, hard to believe with barely a glimpse of sun, we came that close to touching 70 this afternoon, tying an all-time record. Skies have since cleared out. Beautiful evening. We're about to trade the warmth for a little bit of chill, but still no complaints considering it's January. And yeah, there will be more rain in the forecast. In fact, a couple of systems for keeping an eye on over the next week or so. If you need a light jacket, it's really a very light jacket this evening with temperatures hovering around 60 even through 9 o'clock. And by tomorrow morning, not a lot of chill either. We've got low to mid 40s in the immediate metro. Only the mountains will be looking at readings around freezing. This is sort of a sign of things to come. Eventually, you see the cooler air off to our north and west. It'll take its time, but we'll eventually get here. Tomorrow, completely opposite than today as far as sunshine goes. It'll be sun from start to finish. Mid-50s by lunchtime. Most neighborhoods touch 60 or a little better tomorrow, and then starting to fall, of course, towards sunset. As far as the upcoming weekend goes, yeah, it's restaurant week coming up. A lot of folks are going to be heading out. If you want to guarantee dry weather, Saturday is your day. We've got readings in the 50s, sunshine through some high clouds late in the day. Sunday, will be cloudy. We'll see rain pretty much from start to finish, and a chilly rain at that. We will likely not get out of the 40s. So, yeah, Mother Nature knows that it is January. There's our Futurecast on Saturday. It looks gray, but it's really more high clouds than anything else. By late Saturday night, that rain moves into the Atlanta metro. You know where that's heading, right into the Carolinas. And on Sunday, notice the shades of yellow and orange. They were down south of I-20. We're on the northern fringe of this next system, and it rolls out Sunday night. There may be a few wet snowflakes in the mountains. I'm not really concerned about a big winter event out here, even in the mountains. And as far as rain totals go, again, this is all coming on Sunday. About a quarter to a half an inch in the immediate metro, higher amounts south because we are on the northern fringe, and slightly higher amounts in the mountains. Really not a big deal, certainly no flooding risk, certainly no severe weather risk given how cool it'll be, and it's just rain, no thunder. Next week, we've got readings again in the 50s to about 60 with another wet storm coming our way next Tuesday into Wednesday.
Now on 9, a North Carolina woman says she is heartbroken after someone stole her musical instrument shortly after she played it at a funeral.
The moment that it wasn't there, immediately all these memories start coming back.
Jamie Carter says she played that instrument since she was a teenager.
Now she's desperate to get it back. Channel 9's Dave Faraday explains how police are working to get it back into her hands.
Well, police tell us that they'll be sharing images of that instrument with other law enforcement across the area, hoping to generate possible leads in the case. Jamie told me earlier that it was locked under a bar in the back of a pickup truck, but that didn't stop a thief from taking it. You can see the moment police say someone stole the upright bass that was made more than 70 years ago and drove off with it. Jamie shared video of her playing the bass from over the years and these photos of her performances for family and friends during the last 16 years.
The moment when I realized that it was gone, I felt like someone had just taken what has made my life from me.
Carter says she and a friend were eating at a restaurant in Gastonia off of Remount Road when someone got into the truck and pulled up a lock bar to take the 1951 K upright bass M1 model. Earlier, the two had performed at a funeral in Charlotte free of charge.
As soon as it happened, I prayed that the Lord would keep anger out of my heart. And He has, and I'm not angry. I am sad and I am broken and I do feel a little lost.
Carter says she is thankful for the tremendous support from people she doesn't know after posting on social media about the theft. She's hoping someone in Gastonia or Charlotte has seen that upright bass and will give police a call.
That instrument's probably 4 inches taller than I am. It's not something that's easy to carry around. I'm hoping that it's not easy to sell. I would love to bring it back home.
And Jamie tells me that instrument is valued at several $1,000s. When I was talking with police earlier today, I got the sense that they're going to do everything possible to bring it home to her. Reporting from Gastonia, I'm Dave Verity, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Hopefully it is returned to her soon. Developing tonight, some homeowners who live in Union County are learning they might actually be in the Mecklenburg County boundaries. We're talking about the Shannamara area between Idlewild and Lawyers Roads near I-485. All of this could impact people's taxes, the schools their children attend, and more. We're talking to some of those homeowners caught in the middle of all this, coming up tonight on WSOC Tonight at 11.
Hope you had a chance to get used to or enjoy that near 70-degree warmth, but don't get too used to it. Mother Nature's going to take us down in steps. 60s tomorrow with sunshine, 50s on Saturday with sunshine. Sunday, it doesn't look so pretty. A cold rain on the way.
Steve, thank you, and thank you so much for joining us. World News with David Muir is coming up in just minutes.
And join us right back here tonight for WSOC Tonight at 11. We'll see you then.